remember something we don't you, Mike?
Something happens to you when you leave this town. The farther away, the hazier it all gets. But me, I never left. So yeah, I remember all of it.
Pennywise.
Looks terrifying, Thor.
I'm not going to mince words today, my friend.
Okay, I love it. You're here with the hammers. You saw the film.
Yes.
What's your take?
It Chapter 2. So 2 years ago, we had It. It was a massive box office success.
Huge.
We had the sequel, The Losers Club, all grown up. 27 years later, the terror has returned to Derry, Maine. And this was a sprawling, meandering mess of a movie. I'll start with the adult cast. You've got a great ensemble here. Jessica Chastain, James McAvoy, Bill Hader. The other three, though, they seem out of their element. Bill Hader brings some nice comic relief to it, but by the end, because of the writing and the dialogue being so shoddy, Jessica Chastain is just reduced to, like, screaming and reacting to these scares and things like that.
Which is too bad, because she's a real talent.
She's awesome, and the adults don't ever get a chance to gel. Plus, it's laden with all these flashbacks back to the kids, who are way more compelling characters. In some of the scenes, they have to de-age the kids because it's been 2 years, and a lot of them look a lot different, so that was distracting. Plus, in this movie, they split the adults off to go on their own little journey where they have to each find a respective artifact, so they don't even have a chance to bond. They get together at the beginning in this scene, and then they're together at the end, but there's a whole massive chunk of this movie where they're separated. Plus, Michael Coos, the film runs 2 hours and 50 minutes, 5-0.
So 50 minutes too long at least.
They could have definitely trimmed some fat. Let's get a look at another clip.
There you go. Thank you. Now some music. I do apologize. It gets so very hot here this time of year.
It's fine.
Well, you feel like you could just about die. But you know what they say about Derry? No one who dies here ever really dies.
I mean, there you have it. I feel like I've seen these kind of scares in all these other movies before. And Pennywise the Clown, who's such an iconic villain, is just reduced to this CG-enhanced gaping maw of a monster with this huge mouth that just is there to just eat people, essentially. And it loses any of that kind of nuance or the terror background of what Pennywise represented in the epic tome that is Stephen King's 1986 novel, which I did read. And the movie itself, Michael, is like totally oddly self-aware in some sections where it gets strangely meta. So tonally, it's all over the map. Plus, they try to put in comedy at the most inopportune times. Plus, you're laughing at stuff that is unintentionally funny. So by the end, people were laughing in this movie, and I couldn't tell if they were laughing at jokes that were put in or it was like the sheer ridiculousness of it all. It's got a Hallmark ending. I'm now convinced that it doesn't work as a movie. I mean, they could have done a series, you know, spread it out over a couple seasons, do like a 10-part kind of thing, or maybe a trilogy, but it doesn't work. There's just too much material here to condense it.
Is there a chance it was supposed to be campy? We expect so much of these King films, more than just a horror film. Maybe it's just supposed to be that, just a scare flick?
I guess there could have been some comedy like deliberately put in as like a plan, but when you read the book, it's so dark and so depraved that it didn't really work for me in that sense. I was just waiting for Pennywise to show up and like eat all of them just so I could go home.
How many hammers?
One hammer!
Whoa!
Yes! At this point, I would rather spend my money on a Gerard Butler movie at the box office than see this again.
Well, you know what? I haven't been here long, but I haven't seen a one hammer yet.
It's been a while. Don't spend your money on this movie. No. It's going to do like 85 million this weekend. It will find an audience, but I couldn't stand it.
It's going to make tons of money. Do you think it'll be #1 this weekend?
One man's opinion. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much. You're going to be back with Watch